Well, let's begin with some breaking news from the Nigerian Senate at this moment. I'm bringing Arise political editor Sumner Sambo. Sumner, great to have you. We hear there's breaking news from the Nigerian Senate. What exactly has happened?
Well, thank you. I would like to let our viewers know that Loretta Onochie, the presidency's nominee for the position of National Commissioner in the Independent National Electoral Commission, has been rejected by the Senate. And that rejection was based on what the Senate says, that her nomination failed to meet federal character, stating that there had already been a nominee from Delta State in terms of Mrs. May Agbamuche, and that Loretta's nomination, of course, would have to be stepped down based on that previous nomination. And so the Senate Committee of the Whole in plenary rejected her nomination, and that of one other nominee from Plateau State who's representing the North Central. And I will take a look at the other paper of the Senate here to let you know his name. His name is Professor Sani Muhammad Adam. He's a commissioner nominee representing the North Central Geopolitical Zone. He's specifically from Plateau State. And there were some issues as to whether he was sacked by the former institution that he had worked for or not. And so there were lots of petitions against him based on that earlier sack. And we're told that he went to court. At the lower court, he was given a judgment, but the Court of Appeal actually overruled the judgment of the lower court, saying that he had indeed been sacked. But due to these controversies, the Senate had to refer his nomination back to the Senate Committee on INEC to take a look at that nomination again. So out of 7 nominees sent in by President Muhammadu Buhari, only 5 were cleared, while 1 was rejected, while 1 was sent back for reconsideration.
Interesting, Sumner. I mean, would you help us? Was this rejection, particularly of Loretta Onochie's nomination, was it anticipated? Did it come as a surprise?
Well, from a look at the committee's report, we found that the committee in its entirety had rejected her nomination. So the committee report itself was against her nomination. And as a result of that, there's only little that the Senate in plenary could have done, because the precedence we have is that whenever the committee, which is a minute aspect of the Senate, meets at the committee level and takes recommendations, it's almost certain that most of their recommendations are usually accepted at plenary. And when such recommendations are not accepted, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 will be stepped down. So in this instance, when we saw that report this morning, we knew it was going to be a very tough time for Loretta Onochie to be passed at the Senate in plenary. And so in all of this, the other information that we have also heard is that the president had no choice than to back down after the National Assembly members had said that they were going to go ahead with what they feel is the right thing for the country. And a lot of people had anticipated that the rejection would be based on her alleged partisanship of the APC. But surprisingly, that didn't crop up at all.
Interesting. Samna, tell us what is to be next. Would the president likely be sending a replacement? What's the next step?
Well, it's left to the president to decide. The presidency will decide as to the next step that will happen. But since the Senate has already said that this nomination is coming from the South-South Geopolitical Zone, which already has someone representing it, then there's a tendency that the presidency wouldn't send anyone again. Or maybe Loretta Onochie may be given another nomination to another agency, but certainly not that of the Independent National Electoral Commission as it stands. And earlier on, we had anticipated that the report of the Senate Committee on INEC considering the Electoral Act repeal bill that was earlier the top issue for discussion across Nigeria will be laid today. But surprisingly, that report was not laid, only for Arise News to learn that President Muhammadu Buhari will be meeting tonight with the entire 109 senators, and hopefully a lot of, issues will be discussed at that meeting, and then they will fine-tune the details before that bill will be laid, hopefully tomorrow, and then maybe considered on Thursday and passed on Thursday. But I can tell you, this is one of the key issues that we are awaiting. Another key issue that we hope that will be passed is the MTEF. The MTEF is scheduled, as we have heard also, which will form part of that discussion with Mr. President tonight, will likely be passed on Thursday. And one curious issue also is the issue of the Constitution Review Bill. The Constitution Review Bill was supposed to have been laid also either today or tomorrow for passage before the Senate goes on its annual recess, hopefully by Thursday. But surprisingly, we have not heard anything being mentioned, despite the Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Ovie Omo Agege, telling us last month that Constitution Review Bill will be laid and then it will be passed before the Senate and the entire National Assembly goes for their annual break. So, well, we all are waiting to hear what will happen at the end of that meeting between President Muhammadu Buhari and the 109 senators.
Okay, so now it's only 1 o'clock and yet so many twists and turns. We'll wait to hear the latest from you. Thank you.